Hi, lovelies. This is Miss Geneva Tarot, and today we are doing your love and career reading for September 22nd through the 29th. All right, so you probably noticed that we're busting this baby out a little early, and the reasoning for that is the 22nd, Monday, is the harvest moon. And I'm going to put together a whole yearly reading for you guys, okay? And it's going to cover what you're manifesting, and I don't know what else yet. You're going to have to tune in and find out, all right? All right, so we're going to get started. We're going to go all 12 Zodiac, of course. And if you don't know already, we're doing this weekly, you guys. Make sure you're subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting. Let me know where you're at in the world, how the reading resonates with you. All right. And we're going to start right into Aries. I'm going to get a timestamp going on, you guys. Hi, Aries. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm shuffling these babies and picking up on energy around love. Guys, what do we see? Give me some direct answers for Aries around love. You haven't found your person yet, and you're okay with that, right? Like you've made peace with it. You'd rather wait and find a person that's, matching of your energy with your time. I have the Queen of Pentacles, which is a very loving person, somebody that's very tuned in, affectionate, definitely loyal. And then we get the maturity card. So you're wanting somebody that's going to come forward, wanting commitment and bring the right energy to the table, right? Not playing games. You've dealt with a lot in the past. You're not really putting yourself out there per se, but you have that door open to love. Like you're just waiting for your person to come forward. And honestly, Aries, I think that's the best energy for you to have is to, live your best life. I tell you guys this all the time. Feeling passionate, whatever makes you smile. And before you know it, your person's going to be right next to you. Some of you in the past have dealt with somebody that had an alcohol or a drug problem. You feel good being away from that. You feel, healed from the situation. And for some of you, maybe it was even you that was kind of struggling and you've healed and now you're the King of Pentacles, right? You're grounded, you're in control, you're working on your career, you're, building the life of your dreams. And you feel like a whole new person now. Right. And even if, you weren't having some kind of addiction issue, it could have just been, living a of life or, not setting out plans, setting out goals for yourself. So you've made a lot of positive changes within yourself. You've came a long way from who you were when you were in your past relationships. And you're ready to bring the work necessary, right? And I almost see like there's some kind of fear about have to go out of your normal area. And I feel like this is like not, meeting your normal location. Like you might have to go far to find love, right? And I don't think that's the case. When you're ready, your person's going to find you. The guides are saying they're going to reveal themselves to you. And you're not going to have to do anything, right? I mean, I have so many of you that come to me for readings and you're like, what do I need to do next? What do I need to do that? You just need to live your best life. People gravitate to you that are meant to be in your life. I feel like everybody's trying to do more. And as positive it is to be open to love, make sure you're out and about so you can meet new people and all that goodness. We got to watch the energy around it. So the energy you're bringing to the table, Aries, from what I've seen from the majority of you is pretty fabulous. It's right on. You got the door open. You know what you want, and you're just patiently waiting. So very nice. And we are moving forward to finances for Aries. Guys, what do you see for finances for Aries? For some of you, you took some kind of loss. Might have been more you were, fearful than you actually lost money or a position or an offering of some sort. But for majority of you, you're leaving that behind. You're letting that go. You're beginning to feel more passion this week. Put yourself out there again. And you might even start a new job or find a new position that's going to soon be your new job or a new offering. But you're moving forward very well, feeling good by the end of the week is what it looks like. So whatever you're feeling like is a loss at this time, to around the beginning of the week, by the end of the week, you've let it go. You're moving on to new horizons that are looking to have quite a bit of potential. And the guys are saying, yes, whatever this loss was, it's not a loss. It's just looking like it in the moment, right? It's actually like a blessing in disguise because you're being guided. And I think you know this, just how things have played out. You're like, maybe this is just happening because that's the way it needed to happen. And you're about to end up somewhere better or have a better, more suiting offering. All right, Aries. I love seeing that for you. If you need some more detailed answers, you can reach out to me via key. My link is down below. And we are moving forward, excuse me, you guys, with Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Happy fall time. I love seeing the leaves changing colors, you guys. It's so beautiful outside right now. All right. What do we see for love for Taurus, guys? Give me some direct answers right now. Kind of an up and down in your energy around love and how you're feeling being single. Sometimes, you feel patient, you're feeling secure in your spot. You feel like, you've done really well with yourself. So you're like calling in somebody that's on your level. You have that door open. But at the same time, there's moments where you just really feel lonely and you have a lack of control over your emotions and how you feel about that. And I feel like a lot of it's, clinging to past situations. This could be a past person, maybe even, more than one person. And I feel like, you've detached from this person. It might even just been a lover, but you grew fond of this person. There might even been some kind of disagreement and they just kind of done with it. But you felt like this person was more on your level is what I'm kind of seeing. The guides are saying beyond your illusion, what you're calling in. So you have some, amazing experiences for one, but amazing love right around the corner waiting on you to let this go. All right. I feel like maybe these past people might be a waste of your time and your energy, and it's time to cut loose of that. Leave that in the past and, clear the slate, if you will, and get ready for new love because I'm seeing you calling in somebody that's definitely on your level. As you might have seen this last person be, but obviously it wasn't meant to be. All right. So we're moving forward to finances for Taurus. Guides, what do you see? What do we see around money? You're taking more control of your thoughts. You don't want to cause yourself any postponements with worrisome thoughts or getting off track with different things. And I mean, this might be completely off track to what you got going on. But like for me, I was getting off track because of like apps on my phone. So I went through and deleted a bunch of apps the other day, including Facebook. I don't know about you guys, but Facebook is getting weird. Like people popping pimples and just videos to infuriate people. And it's like, I don't have time or the energy for this BS, right? So I just removed it from my phone. And I feel like for you, it's more a thought base, maybe that you're like, or thought basis that you're like, I need to release this. This just really doesn't matter. And it's taking over my mind, right? Sometimes we just get stuck in the past. The guides are saying to be patient with yourself, that you see these things that you need to release. So, maybe just sitting down and writing it all down. I love to tell my clients, sit down, write all that's going through your mind and think about it. What's serving me? What is working against me? Because your thought bases, your emotions, your belief system is what's creating your life, right? That's a roadmap of your life as you're going. So we got to let all that go. I don't see any blockages around money or finances for you. I definitely wouldn't be getting in business with friends. That could cause a little bit of controversy, but I don't see it being a huge loss either. But the guys are saying, there won't be a whole lot of money made if there's something about an offering with a friend this week. But I feel like, you're doing well. And you'll do even better as you raise your energy and your thought bases and let all this, useless stuff go that's taking over your mind. All right. Very good, Taurus. So I am Bea Keen. I give personalized readings there, you guys. You can go over there, read my ratings, or reach out for a personalized reading. All right. We're moving forward to Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to get right into love. I hope I don't lose my voice. Love for Gemini, guys. What do we see? Give me some direct answers right now. You are not open and receptive to love like you think you are. And you might even be coming off somewhat grumpy to people. Or, if, a friend is trying to attach you this week, I would avoid that situation. That's going to cause some controversy. Even if that's just maybe a hookup, I would stay away from that. But I see something about, somebody pretending to be friends so they can seduce you. Is kind of what I'm seeing here, Gemini. So be wary. All right. Because you're building a good foundation for yourself. You're working on yourself. You're still kind of clinging to some past situations, but it's more, going through the healing process of letting that go. So I wouldn't, get intermixed with this friend that's trying to come in and, use you for some good time or whatever it may be. Even if you're not really looking for somebody right now and you think it'd be fun, I feel like it's just going to weigh you down and keep you in a spot right here more than you already are. So I would let that go. Around the end of the week, I got the breakthrough card where you feel like you're just really starting to release all this. You're starting to feel good. I think you'll feel good about, not giving in to your friends' seductive ways. And I feel like they just maybe even started this friendship or being nice to you so they can try to get in your pants, which really gives me an icky feel. So if somebody's reaching into your DMs, I got the innocent card in reverse representing them. They're not looking for commitment, even if they're projecting that. Okay, so watch yourself. Anybody showing interest coming in this week. And I feel like you already know it. Yeah, and this is just confirmation for you. All right, so we're going to move forward to money. Money for Gemini. Guys, what do you see? Money for Gemini. Give us some direct answers right now. Your distrust in where you're going or what you're doing or what decision to make next is keeping you from moving forward. Okay. So it's like when we have so much to do, we start overthinking it and we get nothing done. I'm not saying you're not getting anything done, but you're not getting done as much as desired because you're kind of lacking some trust in yourself. And you're lacking courage and faith in the plans that you've set to move forward. And the guides are saying not to let any of this go. Like, I feel like your plans moving forward are not really the issue. It's how you're feeling about yourself and being able to manage the situation that you're going to put yourself in. And the guides are saying, you know, you're knowledgeable enough, you're capable enough, and you just need to raise that passion. You need to get into alignment, if you will, with the energy around that. So you need to turn in on all these worrisome thoughts, everything that feels like it's weighing on you. Raise that passion, because that's what's going to help you move forward. Because if you try to walk away from this, it's just going to feel unfinished. You're going to feel like you made a mistake, and you'll probably end up coming back to it, and you're just wasting time. So I would not do that, is what I'm trying to say. I would stick in there, show the guides that, you know, you have the determination and willpower needed, and, you know, work on raising that energy, and think about what energy you would need to be successful in the position that you're desiring here and what you're wanting to flourish. What are your thought bases now in comparison, right? So spend some time meditating, thinking about it, and release what's holding you back in this old place, because this is you. Look at all this racking of the mind going on. You got the engines rolling. Look at that. So let's let all that go. All right, Gemini, as always, I'm here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out. We are moving forward to Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Thank you so much for being here today. Definitely needs babies and picking up on energy. Guys, what do we see for Cancer? Give me some direct answers right now. Oh. Some of you are healing from a divorce or a separation. And some of you are just not open to people playing games, right? You're like, no, not going to play with that BS. And you might even had some people come towards you where, you know, you just picked it up energetically, that they were just looking for a hookup. And, you know, I'm not trying to knock on anybody that's looking for hookups, but it's not what you were wanting. You're wanting a little bit more than that as time goes. And you might not even want that at all in a moment, you know. You're still healing from this past situation where I feel like was a marriage, or it was close, you know, at least at that level of commitment, right? And I feel like there's a lot of going on in your mind. I got the guilt card, and I'm not saying necessarily, you know, you feel guilty, but you're overthinking, you know, these past situations that happened there. Like, what if I would have done this? What if that would have happened? Or why did this happen? And we got to let this go before we're going to find our true love in the first place. And I feel for like a lot of you, working in a career is just, you know, been an overload. Maybe in a really good way, but you're putting a lot of energy in that direction. And that's another reason, you know, you're like, oh, I just don't even have time for all that right now. And I feel like a lot of people maybe hit on you in the workplace, right? You know, and I'd watch that. I feel like they're being manipulative. That would definitely be discussed, and it's not what you're supposed to do, and you would feel foolish for following through for something like that. So somebody in the workplace this week, or, you know, maybe even this month, starts to try to hit on you, I'd watch yourself. Definitely be watching yourself, Cancer. All right. So we're going to move forward to finances. Guys, what do we see for finances for Cancer? And you guys, make sure you're liking and commenting. Let me know where you're at in the world. Let me know how you like these readings, if they resonate with you. Also, be aware, I'm busting out Monday with a full, you know, harvest moon reading. It's going to cover a whole year. So you'll want to make sure you tune into that. All right. Keep a hold of your money, Leo, or excuse me, Cancer. In a week, some things are going to open up that you're going to want money for. So this could be a new opportunity, new possibilities. I feel like, you know, if you're not consciously aware of it, you will be soon. It might come in exactly at the end of the week, but I say save on your money. Maybe you're something you're already aware of, but you don't know how great it is or something like that. But towards the end of the week, I feel like you're feeling passionate. You got this new direction you want to go into. And you're going to need that money to help you make the breakthrough. Okay. And this is the outcome, you guys. This is a King of Pentacles. This is mastering your career. This is being stable, having a good foundation, and the exhaustion card in reverse. So less work, more money, more time to play. All right. And this is something you're manifesting. It wasn't something that was necessarily set in stone for you, right? We have so many things in life that's been set in our pathway that we're destined to. All right. And the rest we create. And you are creating this. You're manifesting this and calling this in. So you should be very, very proud of yourself. All right, Cancer. Very good. I love seeing that for you. And we are moving forward to Leo. Hi, Leo. Happy fall. I'm so excited you're here with me today. Let me know where you guys are from. Comment down below. If I give a good reading, right, claim it, you know? All right, shuffling through the babies. Guys, what do we see around love for Leo? Some of you are feeling a little wounded. You've done a lot of healing, a lot of letting go. I feel like this week you're kind of getting your mojo back, if you will. You know, towards the end of the week, you're feeling more courageous. I feel like there's somebody that you have feelings for that really haven't been in the picture for a minute that you're wanting to come forward to. And the guides are saying there's definitely potential there. But I'd let this ride for a minute. I mean, I almost feel like the timing's not quite right, you know, and I think you're going to pick that up too, but you're building your courage. You're starting to see that this person's a little bit more matching in energy with you and that they haven't let go completely. You might even have somebody popping up into your DMs that you haven't heard from for a second. And the guides are saying you can trust what they're saying. They are completely exhausted around work. Okay. So they're trying to let go of that a little bit. And there could be other things. It could be family matters on their plate as well. But there's definitely a lot of exhaustion for them. Look at that. That's coming into play. That's kind of making them juggle a lot of things and just keep them mentally not right. So I'd be kind of forgiving of somebody if they're kind of doing a back and forth on you or up and down in energy, you know, and just move slowly with them. You don't want to put too much energy too fast with somebody with a chaotic life that, you know, doesn't have a whole lot to invest right now. But I definitely see potential. All right, Leo. So that's a good thing that if you're connected with someone that pops back up this week, there's potential. All right. So we are moving forward to finances for Leo. Guys, what do we see? Give me some direct answers right now. Maybe you went through a little bit of dead period. You know you're not quite at your full potential yet, right? But you're working on it. And it's been a little bit of an up and down process. And the guides are saying this isn't nothing to do with you being lazy or needing to do extra work or make any extra moves or made a wrong move. It's just needing the time to grow. And what's going to happen is before you know it, money is just going to be flowing in. I don't want to say endlessly, but that's a nice thought, right? I see it flowing in very nicely. Let's put it that way. I feel like something's going to come in around the end of the week for you. I got breaking of silence. So if you were waiting for somebody to return a message to you around money, an offering, you're going to be hearing from this person. I see you celebrating that. Meanwhile, the guides are saying for you to take a time out to be a little bit lazy. And, I recommend this a lot to my clients. They probably think I'm crazy. They're like, what is this Miss Geneva talking about? But, when we start doing too much and we get this sense of urgency, the guides don't know, or even the universe doesn't know if, you are wanting that energy or you're not wanting that energy. They don't know good or bad, if that makes sense. They just know you're putting out that energy, so they just keep giving you that energy. So when we start to feel like lacking abundance, or that sense of urgency take over, it's always best to just take a sit back for a minute, balance our energy, because our energy is the most important. We need to be in alignment with what we want. So, maybe having a pina colada, or just enjoying a beautiful view, some time in nature, or some time with friends, whatever it may be, you got to let the universe know that you're abundant enough to take this time out, without worrying about money, worrying about how you're going to pay this, or whatever it may be. Okay, so we really need to do that. That's why balance is very important. Of course, we want to live our best lives, right? And make a lot of different memories. You'll also want to keep a hold of any money you have this week. I feel like that's already known, but there's going to be some dreams that are falling into place for you. All right, so it's not saying, oh, you're going to be so lacking in money that, you need to say, hold on to this money. They're saying, hey, you're going to have something come forward to you that you're going to need this money for, to bring in this, I had to slow down on finances in reverse, that good stream of money. And I see longevity. So that's the good news. Once you start, pulling that money in at that higher level, it's going to keep coming. All right. So I'm happy to see that for you, Leo. Oh, you guys, what a long day. All right, we are moving forward to Virgo. Hi, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody is doing well. I am wore out already. All right, some shuffling these babies, and we're going to go straight into love. Throwing cards around. Guys, what do we see for Virgo around love? Give me some direct answers right now. Oh. You are not loving your home life. Something at home is upsetting you, and it could be just being lonely. I got the Lover's card in reverse, so maybe you're wanting that cuddle buddy and there's nobody there. But there's something else really kind of going on at the house where you're like, I need this, I need some upgrades so I can feel more myself, more supported. You also feel like there's nobody that's available to you, that you have nobody, like as in opportunities for love. And the guys are saying there's so much you're not aware of where you're standing right now. Okay. And one of the first things that I got was some cards popping out here that shows an adventure card. Okay. And the burden card in reverse. So I feel like the love is going to come in, the exciting adventure that's going to lead you to commitment is going to come in once you let go of whatever's burdening you from being able to enjoy this journey, right? I mean, if we get too caught up in why is it not happening with the person I want, or how I want it, when I want it, whatever, and then we lose the excitement of it, right? We start losing faith that our person's going to come in. So we need to start getting the feeling of being more adventurous, more excited about all the things and the people that can come in that, you haven't yet to meet or experience. All right. So it's time to let go. And the guys are saying you don't have to do anything. You don't need to go out of your normal area or anything else in the sort. I got the traveling card in reverse. So I feel like you're just going to meet this person randomly, out in your normal area. It might be hanging out with your friends at the local pub, maybe the post office or the gas station, something on the lines of that. But the guides are going to bring this person right to you when you're both ready for this. And your person is matching your energy. So the more you work on letting these, that mental burden go, the sorrow go, the more, your person is doing as well and getting themselves ready for this level of commitment. And I'm seeing a very intelligent person. Somebody's very creative, maybe an artist, very laid back energy. I say this person could be a cups or air, but not necessarily. But I feel like you both are going to be a dream come true for one another. Okay, so refocus, realign into you, my dear. That's what I'm seeing is what's needed here. Know where to travel, know where to go, no moves to make. Just enjoy your best life. The creativity card shows, that you're a passionate being, that you're very creative as well. And, the more that you put yourself out doing the things that you do love to do, the more opportunity and sooner you're going to call into your person. All right. So we're moving forward to finances for Virgo. Guys, what do you see? Give me some direct answers right now. Finances for Virgo. All right. Oh man, you need to get this adventurous spirit back in your love life and in your work life as well. All right. Again, there's so much you're not aware of from where you're standing right now. Things are not feeling really good. I think you're on the right path and you're usually very passionate about your career. I just feel like maybe there's some stressors in the moment where things are not exactly the way you want them, but you're following your passion. You are doing exactly what you're meant to do in this lifetime. And that's where you're going to make your money. Okay. And you're not supposed to get off path from where you're at right now. I feel like there needs to be a little bit of an energy shift, just, so that you could be more happier. There also needs to be a raise in faith that you're on the right track, that there's a lot more abundance coming towards you on this path than where you're at now. And I don't want to hear Miss G, oh no, I'm making as much as I can with this company or whatever it may be. It might lead you somewhere else. I don't know all the details at this moment in time. And, maybe we can get that in a personalized reading for you. But what I'm seeing is you are where you need to be right now. And in a long term of things, this is going to bring you into a lot more money. All right. So just make sure you're staying passionate, even though maybe all the little fine details are not in place the way it's needed. And just keep on track. Find your peace of mind and harmony within the chaos, right? Of what may be your work right now. And it might just be, getting things the way you want them. But the Ten of Cups shows emotional contentment and happiness is for the taking right where you're at. All right. So we are moving forward to Libra. And 32. All right. Hi, Libra. Thank you so much for being here today. We are shuffling these babies and picking up on energy around love. Love for single Libra guides. What do we see? Give me some direct answers right now. You're not ready. Excuse me. I feel like a lot of you have a lot on your plate with work. There's been some things that you haven't mastered in your personal life that you're trying to get together, to make yourself more emotional content, to make your life more easy. And the guides are saying that's where your focus needs to be. Not you're blocking off love or anything of the sort, but you're getting your finances taken care of, making sure you're stable, and the better we work on ourselves, the more, we're going to call somebody in on that level. Right. So the more we're investing in us, our person's invested in them. And by the time you guys meet up, you both have stability, emotional maturity, you're healed, you're bringing to the table what is needed for this commitment to really grow. And I also feel like it's already telling us, Libra, that this investment into your finances is where it needs to be right now. And I'm laying on finances already because I could see, that's kind of affecting the love life and why you're not really putting yourself out there right now. And it's not a bad thing, and I think it, that I need to pay attention to this right now. I need to get this good. And it's your guidance. It's your inner guidance, your higher self, your guides, maybe even the universe, like, hey, buddy, This is where we need to focus on because we want to get here, right? And you are on path. Let me tell you, you're becoming the master of your career. You've put the tears in, you've put the time in. I see like there's been some very worrisome times that you overcame. I feel like even recently with career. So this is well deserved, right? And you're soon going to see this. I got new vision. Even this week, you're like, wow, I am really going places. I'm really making this happen. All right, Libra, I'm so happy to see that for you. And I'm so sorry that I combined your love with your money, but it seems to be all in one for the majority of you. All right, so we are moving forward to Scorpio. Scorpio, happy fall. So happy you're here today. Please comment down below. Let me know where you're at in the world. What you think about this reading, if it resonates. I love reading you guys' comments. All right, Scorpio around love, guides. What do you see? Give me some direct answers right now. You feel like there's a lot you're not seeing or you don't understand around past connections and maybe how things have played out for you in your love life and being single. You're not really putting yourself out there, but you're starting to build your trust and faith that everything's playing out the way it needs to be, right? And I like seeing that for you, Scorpio, because that's what needs to happen is you need to process all these things. We don't always get the closure that we need. And I feel like there's a lot of unanswered past things that you're trying to wrap your mind around that was really devastating to you and not to understand them, why it happened or why certain people might have made the decisions they did has been a lot for you to intake in being able to just be like, okay, I'm not going to put any more energy in that anymore and give yourself that closure. But here's you the end of the week. Feeling more trusting, more in alignment with what you desire, mostly content with being with you. And that's what you need. That's what's going to really call in your person and, for you to be ready to open up completely. So I'm glad to see that for you, Scorpio. And we're going to go ahead and move forward to finances. Guys, what do you see for Scorpio around money? You are manifesting it. Wow. Maybe you don't really understand how you're doing it completely, but you're doing it. And I want to tell you it's because you're believing in yourself, okay? You're feeling passionate and you're letting that passion flow from you. And for a lot of you, I feel like you're talking to people. You're maybe online, making videos, you're making phone calls, you're having business meetings, and you're just letting it flow from you just out of you, like, your whole passion about what it is you do, why you think it's going to be amazing, why they should, be in alignment with you in this plan. And it's a little bit different, it's a little offbeat, but you're feeling good about it. And the ending result is, the miser card, and a lot of people look at this as bad, but to me, I read this as, having stability, having money to hold on to. I also see there's some side warnings here that the end of the week or sometime this week, if somebody comes to you out of the blue, making some kind of offering or wanting to borrow money, something along lines of that, I would not fall for that. I would not give anybody your hard-earned cash. The guys are saying to keep a hold of it, okay? Because you're not going to get paid back. All right, Miss G's telling you right now. But as for the projections you're putting out there, the way you're verbalizing your words and, how you're managing your energy is super amazing. You've came a long way. All right, Scorpio. So let's not let any person come in and take any of your hard earned money. And I feel like it almost might be some kind of new offering. You're going to owe. And it's going to be like the end of this week, beginning of next week, somewhere, somewhere into there. And they're going to say, oh, you invest in this, you do this, or something along the lines of that, blah, blah, blah. And what it is they're picking up on your energy that, you are becoming big, and they're wanting to take some of your success. So don't get yourself involved in that. All right. All right. Wow. Scorpio. If you need some more details, you can reach out to me via Keen. My link is down below. And we are moving forward to Sagittarius. Happy fall, Saggies. Oh, we got cards flying out the deck already. My goodness. Guys, what do we see for Saggies? And if I didn't say, you guys, we're starting right into love before we go on to money. Excuse me. All right, Saggies. Some of you are letting go of past guilt, past people that you let take up too much space of your time. But for some of you, you feel like you made some bad decisions around love. Maybe even it didn't, treat somebody right, or you just didn't make good decisions. Maybe hanging into a relationship too long that you needed to let go of. Maybe a lot of you are wanting to clear the slate of that. You're wanting to let that go. And, I feel like you're doing a lot of digesting of that as we move into the week. And by midweek, getting towards the end of the week, you're feeling a little refreshed, a little bit more excited about new love, meeting new people. And I got the celebration of life. I got the 3 of Cups. So maybe there's an actual celebration that's going to be going on this weekend that you want to take part in. If so, the guys are saying, absolutely, put yourself out there. And, I don't know if you're so much going to meet somebody by going out and celebrating this weekend, which is a recommendation by the guide, Saggy, but it's going to help you get more in alignment with what you desire, more in the energy flow that you need to call in true love. So get out this weekend, Saggy, have some fun, release a little bit of that mental exhaustion and, thought bases you no longer need, and refocus into, that we have a lot of life to live. We don't need to be scared and worried about what ifs all the time, right? We can live in the moment and celebrate. And that's what's really going to call in our person, because they're going to say, wow, look how passionate and lively that person is. I want to get involved in that. All right. So we're moving forward to Capricorns. Hi, Cappies. Thank you so much for being here today. Happy fall. I am shuffling these babies and picking up on energy around love. Guys, what do we see? Give me some direct answers for Capricorns. Wow. Some of you feel like you messed up when it comes to love, or you made a mess for yourself, or you didn't make good decisions. I see you guys really in your mind. You're really upset about whatever it may be. Somebody isn't messaging you, and this could be a lover. This doesn't necessarily have to be somebody you were dating, but somebody you grew emotions with, was close to, and the messages have been off with this person. I think you're not making the move either, though. Even though there's, definite connection between you and this person, I feel like there's trust between you and this person. But you're feeling upset because they're not making more of a move towards you. They create a lot of passion within you. And it seems almost like it's like tug of war and energy, right? You have met this person for a reason, Capricorn. We have the guidance card here. And even though they're not sharing passion towards you and you feel like the door is shut, here's a breakthrough card. Your guys' journey is far from done. All right, Cappies. Wow. If that resonated for you or did not, I am still here for you. Reach out to me via Keen. Oh, and you guys, we're going to be doing the Harvest Moon reading Monday. That's why I'm busting out with this reading a little bit early. And that's going to cover a whole year. So make sure you're tuning into that. All right. Guys, what do we see for Capricorn around finances? Some of you might be worried about a message not coming through this week of some kind of offering. This could be a job offering, a new opportunity. And midweek, you start to get a little freaked out. Like, I can't believe this is not coming. Maybe this is not falling into place for me. And if, you're waiting on this message, and I feel like it's an email. No, it's coming. I almost feel like it's going to come in like last minute Friday or something. And, timing is fluid, you guys. So I can't say that's the case, but that's what I'm seeing, like last minute breaking silence. And I feel like this is for you. I feel like there is a lot of money to be made. I feel like you're very in tune with this offering. It might even be something that you're being guided to. And the guys are saying, have trust and faith here. Everything is working out exactly the way it needs to be, right? So midweek as happening, just kind of meditate, balance yourself. I also feel like for some of you, you're going to be blending a second opportunity around with your main employment or your main career. Maybe this is something that you're already doing and it's about to hit off. I feel like for a lot of you, it is something you've already been doing. If you're not doing it, you definitely need to be doing it. But I feel like there's a lot of excitement around this, a lot of passion around this. And here's the outcome, Cappy, is bringing in new opportunities and more success. All right. So not only are you going to be successful on this and raise your income, but it's going to bring in more opportunities to do even more. All right. Wow. Cappy. Kicking some butt. Okay, so we're going to move forward to Aquarius. And I better get a timestamp. I almost forgot, you guys. Aquarians, hello. Happy fall. If you haven't heard already, we're doing the Harvest Moon reading on Monday. Going to cover a whole year, you guys. All right. Aquarians, around love. Guys, what do you see? Give me some direct answers right now. This card was about to determine what's going to come out, you guys, and falls in the reverse form. And funny, the first card confirms what I'm thinking that card might mean. You're not really putting yourself out there. And I don't see that as a bad thing whatsoever, because I feel like you're manifesting. You're balancing your emotions. You're figuring out what it is you really want. And look, this is you. This is you daydreaming and fantasizing about this amazing love life that's very affectionate, supportive, and whatever it is that you are really wanting, and you're calling it in. Right? You're building stability for yourself around career in other ways in your life. And even though you're lacking understanding why you haven't got it yet, why this person isn't here yet, you're holding on to those manifestations. You're holding on to the idea that this is going to happen. And you guys, this might even be part of your blockage. Maybe you're holding on to it too much. Maybe you need to stop thinking about it, and for some of you are starting to cut loose a little bit. But I would try to just think about it as in the bank, that you can't not meet your destined person. They're going to find you one way or another. So live your best life. They're going to catch up with you. And what you're dreaming of is exactly what you're going to get. All right. Very cool, Aquarians. We are moving forward to money. Guys, what do you see? Give me some direct answers around money. Money for Aquarians. Wow. You feel like your dreams haven't happened, that you made it messy for yourself and you haven't healed from it. Like some things didn't turn out as planned. Let's just put it that way, because there's quite a bit of you. I don't feel like there was a huge loss of finances, but maybe you couldn't put the time investment. Maybe it just didn't go in the direction that you wanted it to go. Maybe it doesn't feel as good as you think it does. And the guides are saying this is not the time to be making huge changes. All right. So even you might be feeling compelled, feeling a little devastation about where you are around your career. Like, oh, this isn't for me. The guides are saying, bring your hobby back. You need to bring it back up, because it doesn't matter where you're at, what is going on. You are in control of your emotions. And I feel like this is what this is trying to help you understand, is that it's about your energy, not the location, not the position. All right. And here's the ending result. Is I see you as a Queen of Pentacles. And this doesn't mean you're a male or a female. This means that, you're nurturing your career. You're building a stability. You're building your finances, and you're building your wealth and your knowledge. And people are looking at you for answers around the end of the week, and you're feeling more content, more excited. I'm also seeing something about a celebration later this week. Maybe a work thing. Make sure you're there. For you guys, for you Aquarians, I have a work thing this weekend. Make sure you are there. Show up. Be communicating to people. Let them know what your passions are. That you're still focused. You're still on the same road with them. All right. Very important, Aquarians. All right, Aquarians, if you need me, you know where to find me. My link is down below, and we are moving forward to Pisces. Hi, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here today. I am shuffling these babies and picking up on energy. Guys, what do you see? Oh, wow, Pisces. Them are some great cards. Let's see what the other cards have. Oh, my goodness. You've been a little bit scared to put yourself out there with love, but you're wanting it, right? You've been maybe talking to a couple different people, and there might even be this certain person that has some very playful energy, very flirtatious. And this is what I'm saying about this person. I feel like you might be a little weary, like, oh, there's so much to handle. I don't want to get, too attached, and they're just playing games with me. But I see possibilities. And I see that this person's been guided to you. All right. So if this resonates, I would not break contact with this person, because this is potential, Six of Pentacles. That's moving things to the next level. That's commitment. All right. So this person wants you. Okay. And they might have been acting a little fearful from time to time. Like I see that, you're carrying within you, because when a person comes forward, we know they're matching energy, right? But down deep, this person is wanting to move things to the next level. All right. Oh, and they're spicy, right? I feel like there's a lot of flirtation. So have fun with that, Pisces. Oh, I was just going to end the reading. I'm like, they don't need to know about career. They got this wonderful love life coming in. All right. Pisces and career guides. What do we see? Give me some direct answers right now. Feeling like you haven't quite mastered it. you don't even know what's around the corner for you. The only thing you really need to do right now is not be paying attention to what you feel is reality. Okay. So I would not focus into what you're considering to be losses. I feel like, you're kind of, not maybe sharing with people, but there's some lack of patience. There's some fears around money. And you're just like, I haven't yet managed this. You feel like you're juggling money from one spot to next, and now you're running out of money to juggle from one spot to next, or startup finances, whatever it may be. And the guys are saying, raise your energy, not the income. The income will follow. Okay. Here's the outcome. 10 of Pentacles. I always look at this as eating your ice cream, or having your cake and eating your ice cream too. This is abundance. This is stability. This is happiness. This is love. All right. Peace of mind. So you are on the right track. You just need to keep that energy balanced by, things are a little chaotic and getting into position where they need to be. All right. Wonderful, Pisces. Thank you so much for being here today. And everybody, as a reminder, the Harvest Moon reading will be up on Monday. We're covering a whole week. All right. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, maybe share with your friends. And I will see you on Monday. Blessed be.